Money isn't complicated. People just keep doing the financial equivalent of launching rockets without reading the manual. Fact 1. The first truth: money grows where attention goes. Everyone wants to be wealthy, but almost no one pays attention to their money long enough to deserve it. This is the first uncomfortable truth. Your bank account is a reflection of your focus, not your income. People think they have a money problem, but what they really have is an attention deficit. They check their finances the same way they check the weather, occasionally, randomly, and usually only when something's already on fire. Picture this: someone earns a decent salary, complains they can't invest, yet somehow knows every detail about sports stats, celebrity gossip, and the new phone that's basically the same as the old one. Their wallet isn't empty because they're unlucky. It's empty because their priorities are. Meanwhile, the people who look rich aren't magical. They just review their numbers daily, the way an engineer monitors telemetry during a launch. Consistently, without emotion, without excuses. The universe isn't biased. It simply rewards the person who actually looks at the dashboard. Everyone else crashes and wonders why the rocket didn't fly itself. Your money can't grow if you keep acting like it doesn't exist. Fact 2. The second truth: wealth is built in boring loops. Most people want extraordinary results but refuse to do anything that feels ordinary. They chase the flashy, the dramatic, the next big thing, because boredom terrifies them more than being broke. But here's the truth nobody likes hearing. Wealth comes from repeating the same simple actions so consistently it almost feels stupid. Think about the average investor. They jump from crypto hype to stock tips to whatever some influencer yelled about that morning. They're basically financial tourists, visiting every strategy, committing to none. Meanwhile, the people who actually get wealthy pick a plan, automate it, and let time do the heavy lifting. Daily habits beat heroic effort every time. It's like engineering. The breakthrough doesn't come from random inspiration. It comes from thousands of tiny iterations, each so small they barely feel like progress, until suddenly they compound into something unstoppable. Most people don't fail because the plan was bad. They fail because they got bored before the plan had time to work. Fact 3. The third truth: your network is a mirror, not a shortcut. Everyone wants powerful connections, mentors, investors, insider opportunities. They imagine wealth as this exclusive club where someone opens a secret door for them. But here's the truth: high-level people don't lift you up. They reflect who you already are. If you walk into a room full of winners without bringing value, clarity, or discipline, nothing magical happens. You don't suddenly level up. You just stand there feeling like an imposter, because in that moment, you are. Successful people aren't allergic to helping others. They're allergic to wasted potential. They gravitate toward people who execute, not people who wait. Think about the modern entrepreneur who wants mentorship but hasn't mastered showing up on time, or the aspiring investor who dreams about partnerships but can't manage their own budget. High performers see this instantly. They don't judge, they just don't engage. You don't get into higher circles, you grow into them. If you want better opportunities, become the kind of person those opportunities naturally attach themselves to. Fact 4. The fourth truth: discipline beats motivation every single time. Most people wait for motivation like it's some cosmic weather pattern that arrives when the stars feel generous. They treat their financial goals like a gym membership they'll start next Monday, then act shocked when Monday keeps mysteriously disappearing. But wealth doesn't respond to feelings. It responds to repetition. Discipline is the unglamorous superpower nobody brags about because it isn't sexy. It's waking up and doing the same financial behaviors even when your brain is whining like a toddler. It's investing on the months you feel broke. It's sticking to your budget when your impulses scream, "Treat yourself." Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the power grid. One burns out in seconds. The other keeps the entire system running. Every financially successful person you admire, they aren't more motivated. They're just less willing to negotiate with themselves. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you're stressed. It doesn't care if life feels unfair today. You either show up for your money, or your money never shows up for you. Fact 5. The fifth truth: your spending reveals your values, not your words. People love talking about what matters to them: health, freedom, success, stability, but their bank accounts tell a completely different story. Usually one involving impulse food orders, shiny gadgets, and subscriptions they forgot existed. Here's the truth most people hide from. Your budget is a confession. It shows what you actually value, not what you claim to value. Someone says they want to retire early, but spends like someone trying to impress strangers. Someone says they want to invest, but magically finds money for nights out, not index funds. Someone says they want financial freedom, but keeps choosing the dopamine hit over long-term peace. Money doesn't lie. It exposes your priorities with ruthless accuracy. The people who build wealth aren't necessarily smarter or luckier. They simply align their spending with the future they say they want, not the impulses that hijack their present. If you want to change your life, start by changing where your dollars go. Your actions will tell the truth long before your intentions do. Fact 6. The sixth truth. Time in the market beats genius. Every day of the week. Everyone thinks they need some kind of galaxy brain strategy to invest. They imagine billion-dollar spreadsheets, 12 monitors, and a secret algorithm powered by caffeine and panic. But here's the truth every seasoned investor learns early. Time makes you rich. Timing makes you broke. People try to outsmart the market the same way they try to outsmart gravity. Spoiler, both end exactly how you'd expect. They buy late, panic early, sell low, brag high, then repeat the same cycle like they've discovered a brand new mistake. Meanwhile, the quiet, boring investor who automates a monthly contribution, even on the months when markets look like a horror film, ends up winning. Not because they're smarter, but because they refuse to play emotion roulette. Compound interest doesn't reward brilliance, it rewards patience. Every year you stay invested is another year the math works in your favor. The market doesn't care about your feelings, but it does reward your consistency. Fact 7. The seventh truth. You don't rise to ambition. You fall to your systems. Everyone loves big goals. I'm going to save 6 figures. I'm going to invest consistently. I'm going to build wealth this year. The problem? Ambition without systems is just daydreaming with better branding. Look at any successful operator. They don't rely on hope. They build mechanisms, automatic transfers, fixed rules, non-negotiable routines, clear checklists. Their life isn't a motivational speech. It's a process. Now look at the average person. They save whatever's left, which is always nothing. They invest when the time is right, which is never. They plan when life calms down, which it won't. Systems don't care if you're tired, busy, stressed, or overwhelmed. They run anyway. And that's the point. Wealth isn't built by who you intend to be. It's built by what your systems force you to do on your worst days. If you want stability, automate. If you want growth, systematize. If you want results, remove willpower from the equation entirely. Fact 8. The eighth truth. Your environment is programming you more than your education. People think success is about intelligence, talent, or having the right books on their shelf. But your surroundings shape your financial life far more brutally than your knowledge does. Your environment is software, and you run whatever code it installs. If everyone around you overspends, you will too. If everyone mocks investing, you'll wait until later. If everyone lives paycheck to paycheck, that will feel normal. If everyone avoids talking about money, you'll avoid learning about it. Humans are mimetic. We copy what we see, not what we intellectually understand. You could read every finance book ever written, but if you spend your weekends with people whose only hobby is burning cash for entertainment, guess what happens? Meanwhile, put an average person in a room where saving is normal, investing is expected, and talking about opportunity is casual, and their life changes without them trying. Environment beats education. Surround yourself with people playing a bigger game, and your mind upgrades whether you approve or not. Fact 9. The ninth truth. Debt is a reverse investment. It compounds against you. People treat debt like it's just an inconvenience, a little background noise in their financial life. But debt isn't passive. Debt is compound interest with a grudge. It grows while you sleep, multiplies while you procrastinate, and punishes every bad habit you refuse to break. Most people don't even realize they're losing the wealth game before they've started. They invest $100 here and there feeling productive. Meanwhile, their credit card is charging them interest that would make a loan shark blush. It's like trying to fill a bathtub while the drain is wide open. Debt doesn't just steal your money, It steals your options. It forces you to take jobs you hate, stay in situations you've outgrown, and live life on someone else's terms. The wealthy treat debt like fire, useful when controlled, catastrophic when ignored. The average person treats it like a pet, feeding it monthly until it grows big enough to eat them. If you don't control debt, it will control everything. Fact 10. The 10th truth. Consistency outperforms talent, luck, and even IQ. Everyone loves the myth of the smart investor, some genius who reads charts like ancient prophecy and doubles their money before breakfast. Cute story. Reality is simpler. The person who shows up every month beats the person who shows up when they feel inspired. You don't need brilliance, you need reliability. Most people don't lose because they're dumb. They lose because they're inconsistent. They save aggressively. For 3 weeks, they invest religiously until Netflix drops a new show. They budget until the first inconvenience. But wealth responds to rhythm, not fireworks. It rewards the person who keeps going when excitement fades. It rewards the person who stays steady when the world looks chaotic. Even small contributions, boring contributions, predictable contributions, over time, they crush every big moment strategy the dreamers cling to. Talent is flashy. Consistency is undefeated. And in money, the scoreboard is the only thing that matters. Fact 11. The 11th truth. You can't out-earn bad financial habits. Most people think the answer to their problems is more income. They imagine that one raise, one bonus, one promotion will fix everything. But here's the brutal truth. If you can't manage $2,000 a month, you won't magically manage $20,000. Lifestyle creep is undefeated. You earn more, you spend more, you stay broke, just with nicer problems. Ever see someone double their income and somehow still struggle? Exactly. Their habits scaled with their paycheck. The car got better, the apartment got bigger, the weekends got more expensive, and suddenly they're trapped again, just at a higher altitude. Wealth isn't about earning more. It's about keeping more. And keeping more only happens when your habits evolve faster than your income. Rich people don't stay rich because they're lucky. They stay rich because they refuse to let expenses rise faster than discipline. You can't outrun your habits. You can only replace them. Fact 12. The 12th truth. Your future follows your calendar, not your dreams. Everyone has dreams of financial freedom, vacations, investments, independence, the whole fantasy package. But dreams don't build wealth. Schedules do. Look at your calendar. That's your future. If there's no time blocked for learning, investing, skill building, planning, then wealth isn't coming. Not because you're incapable, but because you left no space for it to exist. People say they don't have time. Translation: I don't prioritize it. They have time for scrolling, gossip, Netflix, shopping, gaming, and every distraction engineered to steal their attention. But somehow, they never have time for the habits that would change their entire financial trajectory. The wealthy treat time like capital. The average person treats it like confetti. Your money follows your schedule. Your skills follow your schedule. Your opportunities follow your schedule. If your calendar is empty, your future will be too. Fact 13. The 13th truth. Opportunity doesn't knock. It waits for you to become useful. People love believing opportunities appear magically, like some cosmic Amazon delivery. Ding dong, here's your big break. But real opportunities don't chase anyone. They sit patiently and attach themselves to the person who's actually prepared. Most people aren't unlucky, they're unprepared. They want a better job without developing better skills. They want a mentor without bringing any value. They want investors without having discipline, data, or a track record. Opportunities flow toward competence the way electricity flows toward the strongest conductor. If your skills are rusty, your habits sloppy, and your goals vague, there's nothing for opportunity to connect to. But the moment you become someone who executes reliably, not perfectly, just reliably, doors start opening that previously weren't even visible. People start recommending you. Trust forms, invitations appear. The upward path stops being theoretical and becomes inevitable. You don't wait for opportunities. You expand your capacity until opportunity has no choice but to notice you. Fact 14. The 14th truth. Consuming success. Feels good. Creating it feels better. Everyone scrolls through curated highlight reels, luxury cars, Perfect vacations, miracle investments, motivational quotes slapped on sunset photos. It creates an illusion that success is something to watch, not something to build. But here's the truth. Passive consumption makes you feel inspired for 5 minutes. Active creation makes you powerful for life. Most people use success as entertainment. They binge-watch millionaires. They study winners like they're wildlife documentaries. They analyze every move, except their own. This builds a psychological trap, the illusion of progress without the reality of action. Creators, builders, operators, they don't have time to idolize anybody. They're too busy constructing their own path. They replace admiration with experimentation. They trade spectatorship for execution. And ironically, that's when they end up sitting next to the people others obsess over. You stop feeling envy the moment you start creating. Fact 15. The 15th truth. The you that wins is not the you are today. Everyone fantasizes about future them. Disciplined, focused, wealthy, productive. But here's the uncomfortable reality. That version of you doesn't appear magically. You have to kill your current habits to become them. The biggest obstacle isn't money, or timing, or circumstance. It's identity. People cling to the same routines, same excuses, same comfort zones, then wonder why their life refuses to upgrade. They treat transformation like a software update. Simple, automatic, reversible. It's not. It's a rewrite. Think about the person you admire, the operator, the builder, the calm strategist who plays long-term games. That version of you exists, but not alongside the habits you currently protect. Something has to break. Your laziness, your inconsistency, your need for comfort, your fear of discomfort, your addiction to distraction. You don't grow into your future. You grow out of your past. Wealth isn't earned by wishing. It's earned by evolving. Fact 16. The 16th truth. If you don't learn, you pay. Ignorance has an invoice. People think education is expensive. Books, courses, mentors, they complain about every cost as if someone is trying to rob them. But ignorance? Ignorance charges interest, and its bill arrives whether you're ready or not. Most financial pain doesn't come from bad luck. It comes from not knowing what you're doing, not knowing how credit works, not knowing how taxes work, not knowing how investing works, not knowing how to negotiate, save, build, or protect. Every gap in your knowledge eventually becomes a bill you'll pay in stress, missed opportunities, or thousands of dollars lost to simple mistakes. Wealthy people buy information before they need it. Everyone else pays for mistakes after they make them. You can either pay up front to learn or pay later to recover. Either way, the invoice arrives. Fact 17. The 17th truth. Success requires emotional control, not emotional comfort. People sabotage their finances, not because they're incapable, but because they're reactive. Emotion is the enemy of intelligent decision-making. Fear makes them sell. Excitement makes them buy. Stress makes them freeze. Comfort makes them drift. Every wealthy operator masters one thing above all: emotional neutrality. They treat money like data, not drama. They don't panic over dips, and they don't celebrate small wins like fireworks. Their calm is their edge. Think about how many people destroy their progress because they chased a feeling: fear, hype, boredom, pride, ego. They turn their bank accounts into emotional punching bags. Meanwhile, the people who win, they execute with the same mindset whether they're up, down, or sideways. Consistency without emotional turbulence. That's the real superpower. You don't need to feel good to make good decisions. You just need to stay steady when everyone else is spiraling. Fact 18. The 18th truth. Wealth isn't the goal. Freedom is. Money isn't the finish line. It's a tool. Wealth is the engine. Freedom is the destination. Most people chase money with no idea what they actually want. More, more, more. But more isn't a goal. It's a treadmill. The real goal is freedom. Freedom to work because you want to, not because you must. Freedom to choose your projects, your environment, your schedule. Freedom to say no. Freedom to walk away. Freedom to build instead of merely survive. Money buys comfort, but freedom buys your life back. You're not chasing numbers, you're chasing autonomy. That's the real win. So tell me, which truth hit you the hardest? Drop it below. I'm curious which version of you is waking up after this.